And they want to give us an advance.
How much?
$250.
No.
And when the book is finished, $500 more.
I'm so proud of you.
The editor loves the book. Oh, she just loves it.
A bit of inspiration can go a long way, and movies have the gift to inspire personal change, giving opportunity for hope and resolutions. There are movies for getting in touch with your inner hope and your roots, challenging oneself to push forward in life. Picking up new skills and rekindling determination are other ways of inspiration played out in films as well. And some movies guide us through trauma and disaster, pushing characters to their lowest point, only to overcome the obstacles ahead of them.
Do you have any idea what it's like knowing my real brother and mother spent every day of their lives looking for me? Huh? How every day my real brother screams my name. Can you imagine the pain they must be in not knowing where I am?
So let's be hopeful as we count down the most inspiring movies, all ranked by Tomatometer. Number 10, Remember the Titans. In Virginia, high school football is a way of life. Each game celebrated more lavishly than Christmas, each playoff distinguished more grandly than any national holiday, and with such recognition comes powerful emotions. In 1971, high school football was everything to the people of Alexandria. But when the local school board was forced to integrate an all-black school with an all-white school, the very foundation of football's great tradition was put to the test. Starring Denzel Washington, Will Patton, Wood Harris, and directed by Boz Yakin. Critics say an inspirational crowd pleaser with a healthy dose of social commentary, Remember the Titans may be predictable, but it's also well crafted and features terrific performances.
That's it, boys. That's it. Good season. All right. Congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you, Coach.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
I know football. What you did with those boys. You were the right man for the job, Coach.
You're a Hall of Famer in my book.
Number 9, Lion. 5-year-old Saru gets lost on a train, which takes him thousands of miles across India, away from home and family. Saru must learn to survive alone in Calcutta before ultimately being adopted by an Australian couple. 25 years later, armed with only a handful of memories, his unwavering determination, and a revolutionary technology known as Google Earth, he sets out to find his lost family and finally return to his first home. Starring Dev Patel, Rooney Mara, Nicole Kidman, and directed by Garth Davis. Critics say Lion's undeniably uplifting story and talented cast make it a moving journey that transcends the typical cliches of its genre.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Number 8, Life of Pi. After deciding to sell their zoo in India and move to Canada, Santosh and Geeta Patel board a freighter with their sons and a few remaining animals. Tragedy strikes when a terrible storm sinks the ship, leaving the Patel's teenage son, Pi, as the only human survivor. However, Pi is not alone. A fearsome Bengal tiger has also found refuge aboard the lifeboat. As days turn into weeks and weeks drag into months, Pi and the tiger must learn to trust each other if both are to survive. Starring Suraj Sharma, Irfan Khan, Taboo, and directed by Ang Lee. Critics say a 3D adaptation of a supposedly unfilmable book. Ang Lee's Life of Pi achieves the near impossible. It's an astonishing technical achievement that's also emotionally rewarding. Number 7, Chef. After a controlling owner pushes him too far, Chef Carl Casper quits his position at a prestigious Los Angeles restaurant. As he tries to figure out what his next step should be, he finds himself in Miami. Carl joins forces with his ex-wife, best friend, and son to launch a food truck business. The venture provides a chance to reignite his passion for cooking, as well as his zest for life and love. Starring Sofia Vergara, John Leguizamo, Scarlett Johansson, and Jon Favreau, who also directed the film. Critics say Chef's charming cast and sharp, funny script add enough space to make this feel-good comedy a flavor, if familiar, treat.
You know about Twitter?
Yeah, I have an account.
Yeah? How's it work?
It's cool.
It's cool? That's how it works? It's cool?
You tweet on it.
Is that like texting?
No.
Just sign me up.
Okay. So, what do you want your username to be?
Carl?
You can't just put Carl. It has to be at something.
At Carl Casper.
At Carl Casper. Taken.
Somebody took my name?
At Chef Carl Casper. Is that cool?
Good.
At Chef Carl Casper.
So is this for sex?
Ew. Oh, is that what you're doing this for?
No, I'm not doing it for that. Someone wrote something bad. I want to see what they wrote.
Good.
Hey, you can't talk like that. I don't care if mommy's not around. I don't want you cursing around here.
That review went viral.
What does that mean?
It means it got picked up and retweeted everywhere.
So all these people have read the review?
Yeah.
Number 6, Wild. Driven to the edge by the loss of her beloved mother, the disillusion of her marriage, and a headlong dive into self-destructive behavior, Cheryl makes a decision to put her life back together again. With no outdoors experience, a heavy backpack, and little else to go on but her own will, Cheryl sets out alone to hike the Pacific Crest Trail, one of the country's longest and toughest trails. Starring Reese Witherspoon, Laura Dern, Thomas Sadowski, and directed by Jean-Marc Vallée. Critics say, powerfully moving and emotionally resonant, Wild finds director Jean-Marc Vallée and star Reese Witherspoon working at the peak of their respective powers.
We need to do a little pruning. Okay, so I'm gonna pick out the stuff that's useless to you, and you can leave it in the free box unless you can give me a good reason why you need it with you.
Okay.
Okay? How's this working for you?
I stink. I stink all the time, and my armpits are the least of it.
Are you having much fun with these?
I've never used them once. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with the saw.
You're burning what you read?
You want me to burn books?
No, you're not going to become a Nazi, I promise you. But you are going to make your pack a lot lighter, okay? So, everything before Kennedy Meadows.
Oh, wait, not those. These will never be burned.
It's your weight.
Number 5, Britney runs a marathon. A hard-partying woman receives a startling wake-up call when a visit to the doctor reveals how unhealthy she is. Motivated to lose weight, she soon takes up running to help her prepare for her ultimate goal, competing in the New York City Marathon. Starring Jillian Bell, Utkarsh Ambudkar, Michaela Watkins, and directed by Paul Downs Colazio. Critics say Britney Runs a Marathon is an earnest and hilarious dramedy that finally gives Jillian Bell a role worthy of her gifts.
We have a bunch of membership options to fit all your fitness needs with rates as low as $129 a month.
I'm sorry, I thought you said as low and then the $129 for a month.
Yeah, that's a starting rate, $129 a month, and for that you get access to everything in the gym except half of it.
So every person we've walked by has $129 to just give to you. Is there a sliding scale for people in debt up to their Okay. You do know that people can go outside though and just be outside and like do things.
Absolutely.
And that's the same fitness experience.
You pay for our facilities.
But going for a run outside, that is $0. And then this one is, what is it again?
Number 4, The Shawshank Redemption. Andy Dufresne is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms in prison for the murders of his wife and her lover, and is sentenced to a tough prison. However, only Andy knows he didn't commit the crimes. While there, he forms a friendship with Red, experiences brutality of prison life, adapts, helps the warden, all in 19 years. Starring Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, Bob Gunton, and directed by Frank Darabont. Critics say The Shawshank Redemption is an uplifting, deeply satisfying prison drama with sensitive direction and fine performances.
In here, I'm the guy who can get things for you, sure, but outside, all you need is the yellow pages. Hell, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Pacific Ocean? About scare me to death, something that big.
Not me. I didn't shoot my wife, and I didn't shoot her lover. Whatever mistakes I made, I paid for them and then some. That hotel, that boat, I don't think that's too much to ask.
I don't think you ought to be doing this to yourself, Andy. This is just shitty pipe dreams. I mean, Mexico is way the hell down there, and you're in here, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, right. That's the way it is. It's down there, and I'm in here. I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Number 3, Rocky. Rocky Balboa, a small-time boxer from working-class Philadelphia, is arbitrarily chosen to take on the reigning world heavyweight champion Apollo Creed. While training with feisty former bantamweight contender Mickey Goldmill, Rocky tentatively begins a relationship with Adrian, the wallflower sister of his meatpacker pal, Paulie. Starring Sylvester Stallone, Burgess Meredith, Carl Weathers, and directed by John G. Avildsen. Critics say Rocky's story of a down-on-his-luck boxer is thoroughly predictable, but Sylvester Stallone's script and stunning performance in the title role brush aside complaints.
you're gonna kill him.
Number 2, Hidden Figures. Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson are 3 brilliant African-American women at NASA. They serve as the brains behind one of the greatest operations in history, the launch of astronaut John Glenn into orbit. This is a stunning achievement that restored the nation's confidence, turned around the space race, and galvanized the world. Starring Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, Janelle Monáe, and directed by Theodore Melfi. Critics say, in heartwarming, crowd-pleasing fashion, Hidden Figures celebrates overlooked and crucial contributions from a pivotal moment in American history.
Hampton High School is a white school, Mrs. Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm aware of that.
Virginia, still a segregated state.
Your Honor, you of all people should understand the importance of being first.
How's that, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, you were the first in your family to serve in the armed forces, U.S. Navy, the first to attend university.
What's the point?
I plan on being an engineer at NASA, but I can't do that without taking them classes at that all-white high school. And I can't change the color of my skin. So I have no choice but to be the first, which I can't do without you, sir. Your Honor, out of all the cases you're gonna hear today, which one is gonna matter 100 years from now? Which one is gonna make you the first?
And before we reveal number 1, here are some honorable mentions. The Pursuit of Happiness. Life is a struggle for single father Chris Gardner. Evicted from their apartment, he and his young son find themselves alone with no place to go. Even though Chris eventually lands a job as an intern at a prestigious brokerage firm, the position pays no money. The pair must live in shelters and endure many hardships, but Chris refused to give in to despair as he struggles to create a better life for himself and his son. Starring Will Smith, Jaden Smith, Tandy Newton, and directed by Gabrielle Muccino. Critics say Will Smith's heartfelt performance elevates The Pursuit of Happiness above mere melodrama.
I thought I'd wear a shirt today, you know, being the last day and all.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. But, wear one tomorrow, though, okay? Because tomorrow's going to be your first day. If you'd like to work here as a broker. Would you like that, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Good. We couldn't be happier. So, welcome. Was it as easy as it looked?
No, sir. No, sir, it wasn't.
Good luck, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, sir.
Oh, Chris. I almost forgot.
Thank you.
Forrest Gump. Slow-witted Forrest Gump has never thought of himself as disadvantaged. And thanks to his supportive mother, he leads anything but a restricted life. Whether dominating on the gridiron as a college football star, fighting in Vietnam, or captaining a shrimp boat, Forrest inspires people with his childlike optimism. But one person Forrest cares about most may be the most difficult to save: his childhood love, the sweet but troubled Jenny. Starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Gary Sinise, and directed by Robert Zemeckis. Critics say Forrest Gump may be an overly sentimental film with a somewhat problematic message, but its sweetness and charm are usually enough to approximate true depth and grace.
Hey, dummy! Are you retarded or just plain stupid? Look, I'm Forrest Gump. Just run away, Forrest. Run, Forrest! Run away! Hurry! Get the brakes! Hurry up! Let's get it! Come on! Look out, dummy! Here we come! Get you! Run, Forrest! Run! Run, Forrest! Come
Julie and Julia. Frustrated with a soul-killing job, New Yorker Julie Powell embarks on a daring project. She vows to prepare all 524 recipes in Julia Child's landmark cookbook, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Intertwined with Julie's story is the true tale of how Julia Child herself conquered French cuisine with passion, fearlessness, and plenty of butter. Starring Meryl Streep, Amy Adams, Stanley Tucci, and directed by Nora Ephron. Critics say boosted by Meryl Streep's charismatic performance as Julia Child, Julie and Julia is a light but fairly entertaining culinary comedy.
Dear Avis, I'm in my 3rd week at Le Cordon Bleu, and I'm in utter bliss. Every morning the alarm goes off at 6:30 and I leap out of bed. I'm up. By 7:30 I'm in class, in my apron, peeling potatoes. And then we cook stock, and we bone fish, we dress pigeons, we make pastry with so much butter it almost stops your heart just to look at it. My teacher moves so quickly I'm sometimes lost, but I'm way ahead of the others in the class, all of them men, and all of them very unfriendly until they discovered I was fearless, something I realized about the same time they did.
And finally, number 1, Goodwill Hunting. Will Hunting has a genius-level IQ, but chooses to work as a janitor at MIT. When he solves a difficult graduate-level math problem, his talents are discovered by Professor Gerald Lambeau, who decides to help the misguided youth reach his potential. When Will is arrested for attacking a police officer, Professor Lambeau makes a deal to get leniency for him if he will get treatment from therapist Sean Maguire. Starring Matt Damon, Robin Williams, Ben Affleck, and directed by Gus Van Sant. Critics say it follows a predictable narrative arc, but Goodwill Hunting adds enough quirks to the journey and is loaded with enough powerful performances that it remains an entertaining, emotionally rich drama.
So how's your lady? She's gone. Gone where? Medical school in California. Really? Yeah. When was this? It's like a week ago. Well, that sucks. So, when are you done with those meetings? Like the week after I'm 21. Yeah, they gonna hook you up with a job or what? Yeah, fucking sit in a room and do long division for the next 50 years. Yeah, probably make some nice bank, though. I'm gonna be a fucking lab rat. Better than this shit. Way out of here. I want to way out of here for? I mean, I'm gonna fucking live here the rest of my life. You know, be neighbors, you know, we'll have little kids, fucking take them to Little League together up Foley Field. Look, you're my best friend, so don't take this the wrong way, but in 20 years, if you're still living here, coming over my house to watch the Patriots game, still working construction, I'll fucking kill you.
Well, friends, that about does it for us. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rotten Tomatoes channel for more of the entertainment content you love. Until next time, I'm your host, Naz Perez, and we'll see you back here for more Top 10s on the Rotten Tomatoes Countdown.